Engineers and materials scientists at MIT have just pulled off something that sounds, frankly, almost too bold to be real. A fuel cell that runs on molten sodium and air, delivering them the best lithium-ion batteries we have today. It's a design that could transform electric planes, trucks, ships, or really any weight-critical system, and they just made it work in the lab, 3 to 5 times more energy per kilogram. I'm diving deep into how it works, why it matters, and what needs to happen next to take one of the most electrifying innovations toward the sky. Why this is a game changer. Let's start with the why. Battery-powered flight is the dream. Zero emissions, clean, renewable. But current lithium-ion batteries struggle with energy density. Most top-tier EV cells offer around 250 to 300 watt-hours per kilogram. That just isn't enough for the payload and range airplanes demand. Enter Professor Yetming Chiang and his team. They ran a hard threshold through industry assumptions. The key barrier for electric aviation to reach regional flight capability is hitting 1,000 watt-hours per kilogram, Chiang told press. That's what would become the tipping point. At that stage, most regional domestic routes, accounting for 80% of flights and 30% of aviation emissions, could go electric. What they built? A sodium-air fuel cell, forgoing batteries entirely. The architecture is elegant. On one side sits molten sodium metal, heated just above 98 degrees Celsius by a small margin so it flows. On the other side is ambient air supplying oxygen. In between is a ceramic solid electrolyte and a porous air-facing electrode. Sodium gives up electrons. They power your device. Sodium ions pass through the ceramic and react with oxygen from air. Electricity flows and the sodium fuel slowly depletes. In every way, this acts more like a refuelable battery than a rechargeable cell. Prototype designs, how it actually works. MIT built 2 lab-scale prototypes. The H-cell, 2 vertical glass tubes linked by a ceramic membrane. One side has molten sodium, the other side has air flowing through. Electrochemical reactions convert sodium and oxygen into electricity while sodium is consumed. The tray-based design, a horizontal layout with sodium stored in a shallow tray under a ceramic layer, with the porous air electrode on bottom. This configuration simplifies liquid handling. Here's a kicker. They found that humidity in the air is critical. With dry air, discharge products form as solids and clog the electrode. But with humidified air, the byproducts stay liquid and are easily purged with the airflow, keeping the cell running smoothly. Energy density, lab results that shocked the field. Now the numbers. In the lab, at the stack level, the prototypes delivered energy densities up to 1,500 watt-hours per kilogram, literally more than 5 times what lithium-ion offers. Scale that up to a real-world system. Accounting for weight overheads, it's still over 1,000 watt-hours per kilogram. That's exactly the barrier MIT set for electric aviation. In some measurements, they saw 1,200 watt-hours per kilogram at 80 milliamps per square centimeter, and even 1,540 watt-hours per kilogram at 40 milliamps per square centimeter. This isn't just marginal improvement, it's a leap. Suddenly, electric flights of meaningful distance become feasible. The chemistry, less emissions, more benefits. Here's why sodium and air are brilliant. Sodium is cheap and abundant, no rare earths or expensive materials. Air is free. Oxygen is limitless. The architecture naturally burns fuel, not stores it, so energy density stays high as you fly. As sodium is consumed, the system gets lighter, just like burning jet fuel on a plane makes it lighter. And then, a surprising bonus, the exhaust isn't CO2, it's sodium hydroxide. That reacts in air or water with CO2 to become sodium carbonate and eventually sodium bicarbonate. Baking soda. If ejected into the atmosphere or ocean, that could help with carbon capture or even deacidifying water. Add a scientific mic drop to your flight. Safety and engineering, not without challenges. Of course, there are hurdles. Safety. Sodium is highly reactive with moisture and must be handled carefully. But this system only has air on one side, not 2 reactive mediums. MIT argues that's actually safer than batteries mixing cathode/anode materials. Less chance of thermal runaway. Thermal control. The cell must remain hot enough to keep sodium molten, but not so hot it becomes a fire risk. That means insulation, heaters, and temperature management systems, adding complexity and weight. Chemical exhaust. Sodium hydroxide is caustic. While its transformation to baking soda is beneficial, engineers must ensure safe venting and prevent localized harm. But these are solvable engineering issues. The concept isn't vaporware, it's tangible and plausible. Real-world application, Propel Aero takes flight. MIT isn't just publishing papers, they're building a company to push this into reality. Propel Aero, based at MIT's engine incubator. Their immediate goal? A brick-sized cartridge capable of delivering about 1,000 watt-hours, enough for a large drone, making real-world testing possible in under a year. Funding comes from ARPAE, Breakthrough Energy Ventures, and NSF, so there's serious backing to scale this up. Final recap. This could change everything. Let's summarize. Energy density is 3 to 5 times greater than lithium-ion, 1,000 to 1,500 watt-hours per kilogram. The system runs on cheap, abundant sodium and air. Humid air keeps the battery clean and maintainable. Lightweight, refuelable cartridges make quick turnaround possible. Environmentally positive byproducts are a bonus, not a burden. Challenges remain, but they're engineering, not theoretical. When Professor Chang said they expected people to think it was totally crazy, he wasn't kidding. Sometimes absurd ideas are the seeds of revolutions. If this concept scales, it could rewire how we think about energy in aviation, shipping, and heavy transport. Lithium-ion batteries are beginning to hit limits. We might be witnessing the birth of what comes next.